Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another edition of World Wrestling Affliction. We're here back in the theater of Affliction for another amazing show planned here for you this evening. Now, we are only 2 weeks away from the Battle Lines PLE, where we will finally crown our first ever Warrior Path champion. And the matches that we have today have a lot of implications for their respective pools. And you see these two right here, Julius Gray and 5-star stud Ryan Van Sice. And I mean, you've got to consider what's going on with these two. I mean, they're two rookies that just started here in the company. They both lost to Jeremiah Stone in their respective pools, and then they attacked Jeremiah Stone at the Blood and Thunder PLE to cost him the match against Andy Walker, basically keeping Ryan Van Sice in the tournament. Mathematically wise, now that Julius Gray took the fall for Ryan Van Sice last week, he is now mathematically no longer in this tournament. However, he needs to have this match here against Andy Walker to determine whether Andy Walker stays in this tournament. So already we have Jeremiah Stone and Ryan Van Sice will be facing off next week in a tiebreaker match, and the winner will move on to Battle Lines in the semifinals. However, if this man right here, Andy Walker, can beat Julius Gray tonight, then it turns into a triple threat tiebreaker match. So it's up to Julius Gray. Can he save his tag team partner from being put through a triple threat match? Or will Andy Walker of the Dangerous Alliance put him down and set that match in motion for the triple threat tiebreaker match next week? And now, speaking of tiebreaker matches, we have a tiebreaker match set up for you this evening as well, with beautiful Bart Marshall and Tommy Tornado going toe-to-toe. And whoever wins will move on to face AJ Perez in that semifinal match at the Battle Lines PLE. And I'm being told that match will be a Falls Count Anywhere match. And nice move there from Julius Gray. Goes to the cover. 1, 2. Kick out at 2. That was a beautiful moonsault if ever I saw one. Unfortunately, Julius Gray taking too much time to taunt and gave Andy Walker the chance to recover. And as I was about to say, a Falls Count Anywhere match with AJ Perez, who's been on a warpath trying to get his hands on Trav after blaming Trav for attacking Angelo Epps and Matt Diva at the start of the season, putting them on the shelf. And he wants to earn the Warrior Path Championship so that he can get a straight line to Trav and the World Championship. Now you gotta think here. Julius Gray could go for a count-out victory here, and that could, shut Andy Walker out points-wise. Andy Walker has to win this match to get 2 points to tie with Jeremiah Stone and Ryan Van Sice. So a count-out victory here for Julius Gray would shut him out of the tournament, which is hopefully what you'd expect their goal to be, and nothing worse. Big spear from Julius Gray there. Oh, he's getting fired up now. Goes to the second rope. Moonsault off the second rope. Julius Gray just taking the time once again to taunt his opponent. So far, this hasn't worked in his match against Jeremiah Stone either. He needs a new strategy because taunting his opponent mid-match has lost him matches before. Oh! And the Meteora from Andy Walker. Andy Walker finally getting fired up now. Oh, what's he going for now? Big diving forearm. Goes to the cover. Could this be it? 1, 2, 3, and it is! We will see the triple threat tiebreaker match next week between Jeremiah Stone, Ryan Van Cise, and Andy Walker. The winner will move on into the steel cage semifinal match. So where AJ Perez and the winner of next match will have a false count anywhere match. It will lead to the winner of this triple threat tiebreaker next week, and then the other pool, which I'll get into when we get to the main event, because that takes a bit more explaining. Those two will move on to a steel cage match. And then apparently the final title match for the Warrior Path Championship, which will be taking place at Battle Lines, will be a singles match. Interesting that you would have stipulation matches in the semifinals, but not the actual title match. But I'm not gonna challenge Mr. Davis Morris's plans for that, because Davis Morris obviously has a plan set up. But for now, ladies and gentlemen, we find out who moves on to challenge AJ Perez in that false count anywhere match. And this man right here, beautiful Bart Marshall, has had one hell of a run so far. Already 2-0 here in his pool, earning 4 points for himself, and has been a very dominant force as a rookie that, you know, some kind of like passed off as the extra in this pool when you look at the names that were in it. And then this man has come into his pool, earned 2 victories over 2 very great veterans here in World Wrestling Affliction. But the same also goes for this man right here. Tommy Tornado. Did the exact same thing, ridden off as just another rookie joining against the 2 big names in his pool. And what does he do? He beats them both. And this match would have regularly just been a match for points, but the fact that they've both 2-0 in their pool, it came down to this ends up being the tiebreaker match. the winner of this match, guaranteed to move on to face AJ Perez. Only 3 matches away from earning the Warrior Path Championship and a potential world title match in their future. What a way to debut in the company by winning this tournament, winning that championship, and then challenging for the world champion. For the world championship. But to do that, they have to get through the man standing across from them right here tonight to enter into the semifinals, to then stop the man who is on a warpath in AJ Perez, before then also having to win the title match. But their focus is winning this match right here. And Tommy Tornado, already a house of fire, kicking this match off. Beautiful Bart Marshall hasn't even gotten a single inkling of offense here in this match so far, as Tommy Tornado just dominating the early goings of this match. And Tornado getting fired up. Oh, Marshall with the counter now. Goes for a roll-up. Could this be it? 1, 2. Kick out of 2. Reverse. 1. And a reverse again. 1, 2. And a kick out. Well, it looked like Tommy Tornado was going for some kind of super kick there, but took too long to wind it up. Now, beautiful Bart Marshall. Very much so on the offensive now. And they're back to their feet. Collar and elbow. Big scoop slam. Oh, guillotine on the top rope. And Bart Marshall with the kick to the back. Climbs to the top rope now. Just calling him to get to his feet. Big elbow off the top rope. And this is exactly what Tommy Tornado did not want to do, is give Bart Marshall momentum here in this match. We've seen what Bart Marshall can do when he gets momentum. And all it'll take is one big, beautiful slam, and Tornado's done for. Now, I do want to mention, ladies and gentlemen, that this is a double upload today. Production could not get the video out last weekend. In other words, I just forgot to upload it and then realized when it was too late. But yeah, we have a double upload this week, so that next week can be the Go Home show and the Battle Lines PLE. But Bart Marshall here, very much on the offensive, going for a powerbomb, but Tornado countered. And now Tornado finally getting some fight back in him. Now these two starting to trade blows in the middle of the ring. And Tornado calling for the punches now. And here they are throwing punches back and forth. And Tornado taking advantage there, recovering a bit quicker. Oh, what's he going for now? Going to the top rope. Oh, big forearm off the top rope there. Oh, and the strength of Tommy Tornado to just send Bart Marshall flying. And a big slam there from Tommy Tornado. Goes to the cover. 1, 2, and only a kick out at 2. And the big punch there from Tommy Tornado. Only a 2 count again. Beautiful Bart Marshall staying in this match as much as possible. And a second one. Goes to the forearm once again. Goes to the cover. 2, 3, and Tommy Tornado, after 2 of the Tornado forearms, has put Bart Marshall down and will move on to the semifinals against AJ Perez next weekend at the Battle Lines PLE. He is only 2 matches away from earning himself a shot, well, earning himself that Warrior Path Championship. He's 1 match away from earning the shot, 2 matches away from winning. Oh, ladies and gentlemen, the Undesirables are in the house. Now, I'm sure they have to address Otis Jedia and the Disciples of Jedia costing Jason North his shot in the, or a chance to earn his shot in the Warrior Path Championship, though I'll get into that a bit later. But I'm sure they have something to say. Let's hear what they have to say. Oh, what a challenge. Jason North just calling the Disciples of Jedia to come out to the ring. And here's Otis Jedia. Wait, what? Wait, no! DOC is attacking Jason North and Isaiah Zank, his tag team partners in the Undesirables. These guys formed together last season to go against the Church of Anarchy. And DOC just attacking the Undesirables. And he's getting fired up. Wait, what the? He just bent the knee to Otis Jedia. Wow, ladies and gentlemen, what did we just witness? So DOC, who I've always called either the designer of chaos or the designator of chaos, is now known as the disciple of chaos and has joined the Disciples of Jedia in their goal to bring chaos to World Wrestling Affliction. And in Otis Jedia's words last week, cure the company of sin through chaos. I am at a loss for words, ladies and gentlemen. But for now, let's move on to our main event of the evening. As this man right here, Lance Radley, has his opportunity to make it to the semifinals tonight. But to do so, he has to go through the man who will be standing on the opposite side of the ring to him. And that man is Dynamite Menace. So now I should go over the points total for this pool because it's a bit confusing. So with the Disciples of Jedia all interrupting the matches, everyone was on 1 point. Though Jason North, because all 3 of his matches got interrupted, are on 3 points. Lance Radley has won this match, won his match last week against Ramon, therefore putting him at 3 points, tying with Jason North. Now, if he beats Dynamite Menace here tonight, he moves on to the semifinals. That's guaranteed. You know, points-wise, he will be at 5 points. No one can catch up at that point. But if Dynamite Menace beats Lance Radley here tonight, he goes on to face Ramon next week. And then if Dynamite Menace beats Ramon, he moves on to the semifinals. However, if Ramon beats Dynamite Menace next week, with Dynamite Menace beating Lance Radley here tonight, it will be a fatal 4-way tiebreaker match with every man in the pool being on 4 points. So it's up to Dynamite Menace. He has to win the next 2 matches in a row. Oh, what a move! But it was countered. So Dynamite Menace has to win the next 2 matches in a row. Whereas Lance Radley has to win this match to move on. Now, I apologize if my mic is picking up whatever noise is going on the outside. And we got a roll up. Only a 2 count. Reverse 1. Only a 1 count. And Dynamite Menace getting fired up. Taunting Lance Radley in that corner now. Big kick to the chest. And another one from Dynamite Menace. The big forearm in the corner as Radley fights back here in this match. Locking in the chin lock, but Menace fighting back. What a move! Running up the ropes into like a spiral moonsault type move. Calling Radley to his feet. Oh, big moonsault into a crossbody there. Dynamite Menace locking in the submission now. Oh, never mind. He was just attacking the arm. Goes to the cover. 1, 2. Kick out at 2 from Radley. Now, this has been Dynamite Menace's match for the most part. Radley has gotten a bit of offense in, using his size and height advantage over the smaller Dynamite Menace. Oh! Big super kick in out of the corner. And now Menace getting fired up. But Radley back in his... back on the offensive. Nice counter there from Radley. He's back in the ring. But Menace caught him. Gets him in the corner. Super kick to the knee. Canadian Destroyer out of the corner. Goes for the cover. 1, 2, 3, and that's it. Dynamite Menace, ladies and gentlemen, moves on next week to face Ramon. If he can beat Ramon, he is set and guaranteed to enter that steel cage match in the semi-finals. Though if Ramon wins, we have to have a fatal 4-way tiebreaker. We will see you next week for another edition of World Wrestling Affliction.